Hi, I'm Helen with Floating Yoga School, and this is a 25-minute flow focused on your hips and your low back. And for me, these are the two areas that at the end of the day feel really sore, a little achy. Maybe that's the same for you. You're holding tension there. We'll find some space, open things up, as well as strengthen some of the supporting muscle groups to find a little bit more balance in our bodies. When you're ready, we're going to start lying on our backs on our mats with our knees knocked in toward each other. So feel free to find your way there. As you find your way onto your mats, feet come to the outside edges of your space, knees bent up to the sky, and let your knees fall in toward each other into what I call a knock-knee position. This is a nice break for your hip flexors. Your knees are holding each other up. You can kind of relax everything around your pelvis as best you can. Hands can face palms up by your sides or any place else that feels comfortable. And then close your eyes. Take a moment to notice what's going on, how you're feeling, and scan through your body. Lengthen and deepen your breath. If you like, turn on Ujjayi in and out through your nose. Let it become audible at the back of your throat. Otherwise, just a conscious, mindful breath is fantastic. Your hands can stay as they are, or you might like to place them on your hip bones, your lower abdomen, and feel the weight of your hands, the warmth, the energy. Just moving in that direction. One more full round of breath. Eyes closed or blink them open. Hands come by your sides. Begin to windshield wiper side to side with your legs. When your sides are even, come back to center, knees to chest, hands behind your knees at your back of your thighs. Rock and roll forward and back the length of your spine to massage those muscles around your spine that do so much work holding you upright. You can use a little bit of momentum here. We'll take one more and then meet in a boat pose. Shins parallel to the ground or toes down. Lift your belly button up and underneath your ribs. Lift your heart, relax your shoulders. Maybe arms go wide. Breathe here. This is helping to strengthen your core, your hip flexors, find length through your spine, strength through your spine. One more breath in. Exhale, find your way to tabletop. You can roll over your feet or swing them behind you. Spread your fingertips, stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. And then move into your cow and cat. Use your inhale to lift your tailbone, drop your belly, send your heart forward, cow pose. Find lots of length. Exhale to cat, press the ground away, chin to chest, hollow out through your spine, scoop your tailbone under, and continue to flow with your breath. This may be faster or slower than me. And you might like to add in other movement, a sway, some little wiggles through your spine. Let's do one more round. Come back toward neutral. Knees together to touch. Use your inhale to extend your right leg behind you, the crown of your head forward to find space. And then exhale, right foot crosses behind you to the left off your mat. Press back through your heel and look over your left shoulder. You can stay just like this, or right hand reaches toward the top left corner of your mat to find even more space along your side. Getting into outer hip, maybe, side body. Release as you're ready. Some movements to reset, side to side, child's pose, cow and cat. And in your time, second side, knees together, left leg back as you breathe in. Lengthen forward through the crown of your head. Exhale, cross it to your left. Your right, pardon me. Peek over your right shoulder. Stay, or if you took it on the other side, left hand stretches to the right top corner of your mat. I know at the end of the day for me, it kind of feels like my hips are just jammed into their socket, my legs into my hip sockets. So finding space along my sides really helps too. Let that go. Again, your counter movement of choice. And then into downward facing dog. Hands forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips. A little bit of movement. Stretching through the back of your legs to find space and length. Often those of us with tight hamstrings and even calves feel like things are pulling in our low back. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, little steps to the top of your mat. Lift halfway, breathe in, find length through your spine, slide your shoulders down your back. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet so they're at least hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. Soften your knees so your belly comes to your thighs. Let your head and neck go. Ragdoll. Hold opposite elbows, sway. We're not forcing a stretch here. We're really letting gravity do the work. So move in the way that feels good. That may be nodding your head yes, shaking your head no. If you feel any pulling sensation at your low back, bend your knees even more, or don't go quite as deep. Let your hands go. Heel toe your feet in toward each other. Lift halfway again. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Get strong through your core. Rise to standing big. Inhale. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, arms to the sky. Forward fold. Exhale. Lift halfway. Breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step your right foot back, and lower your right knee down to your mat. Hands to your front thigh, lift your chest. And I know you used to have a tendency to kind of lean really far into this. Instead, we're gonna think more upright, so spine kind of stacked over your back knee. Scoop your tailbone under a little bit so you can find some engagement through your core, not exaggerated, and then find a slight lean forward. I feel this pretty strongly in my hip flexors, so finding some space there on the front of my hips. Sometimes if we go so far deep, we're kind of cheating ourselves of that nice stability to find an appropriate stretch. One more round of breath. Release your hands down, tuck your back toes, left leg floats up and back, three-legged dog. Open up your hip, bend your knee. Allow for some movement. Big circles feels right to me. For you, it might be bending and straightening. Both directions if you're circling. Extend your leg long, breathe in, and lower your foot down as you exhale. Shift forward, high plank, upper push-up. If you prefer, knees down is awesome. And then slowly lower to your belly. Hands stay by your side. Simple baby cobra, lift your heart. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, elbows together, long spine, and exhale, lower. And these shapes on our belly, little back bends once more, breathe in, are fantastic for strengthening around our spine. Child's pose, hips to heels. And they help to really support a healthy back. Notice how your hips and your low back feel in child's pose. You always have the option of bringing knees together. For me, that feels like more of a release on my back. Knees wide might feel nicer on your hips. And you might have to explore and notice what feels right today. Lift to tabletop, breathe in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Bend your knees, inhale, look forward. Use your exhale to travel toward the top of your space or toward your hands. I don't quite take up my whole mat. Breathe in, flat back lift. Exhale, fold. All the way back up to standing. Big inhale. Use your core. Bend your knees as you need. And exhale, hands to heart. So give your back that support. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. For me, that's a little bend in my knee and a hinge forward with a flat back. Lift halfway, breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down. This time, left foot steps back and lower your knee down to your mat. Once more, hands to your thighs. Lift your chest, imagine stacking shoulders over your hips. Find that engagement, that slight scoop under so you're not tilting your pelvis. It's a little bit more neutral. And then a gentle lean forward till you feel sensation. This side is much sooner for me. Apparently this is tighter. That might be true for you or might not. And something you might also notice as we're working into hip flexors a little bit is if you engage your glutes, you can find maybe a little bit more space or a different sensation. One more breath. And release, hands down. Lift your back knee, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Breathe in. Open up your hip, bend your knee. Allow for that same movement. Could mirror the first side. It could be something different. Put a little freedom to explore. Leg long, breathe in. Release your foot down as you exhale. Inhale, shift forward, high plank up or push up. Again, knees down is fantastic. Use your exhale to slowly lower, elbows graze your sides with control all the way down. We'll take a locust pose this time. Again, strengthening your back. Hands come back, either palms flat, fingertips pointed toward your toes, or hands interlaced at your low back. Use your spinal muscles, your core engaged to lift off the ground. And perhaps you lift your feet if that feels okay on your low back. Keep your neck really long. We're gonna hold and breathe through this. Please know you can always come down. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Press back to child's pose. Your choice of knees wide or together. This time I'm gonna take knees together, embryo variation. My arms wrapped toward my feet, forehead down. Imagine sending breath into the backside of your body. Your low back, your middle back, your upper back. Next, inhale, tabletop, hands and knees. Use your exhale to find downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel toward your hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Find length, strong core. Exhale, release it all down. All the way to standing, breathe in. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Inhale to chair pose. I like my feet together. Big toes touching, a little space between heels. You might prefer your feet about hip distance apart. Make sure you can see your toes and really turn on the back of your legs. For me, that means pressing into my heels. Lift your belly button. If there's pain here in your low back, don't go quite as low, or pay attention to what your pelvis is doing. If it's too far back, duck butt, that can put pressure. If it's way scooped under, you're taking out the natural curve of your spine, and that can create some pain or weird sensations there too. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands down, step your right foot back. This time, rise to a high crescent lunge. Strong legs, arms sweep up. Whoop, find your balance. And notice again here what's happening with your pelvis. So just like we did with our knee down, you don't necessarily want to be dumping. You want to find some strength, neutral position. I'm not super deep in the shape, but I already feel sensation. And this time I'm turning on my right glutes to feel even a little bit more. With your left hand, find your right wrist, reach up, and then a little bit over to your left. Breathe. Inhale through center. Exhale, warrior two, back heel pivots flat. And let yourself settle in. I always take a little adjustment that just works best in my body. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, reverse warrior, stretch up and back. And then as you exhale, cartwheel your hands down, frame your front foot. Carry your left leg up and back again to three-legged dog. Breathe in. And then exhale, knee to nose, round through your spine. Hold here. You're going to cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Send your knee back. So you're in a figure four, hips up, figure four, down dog. Breathe. Maybe a little funky. Inhale, shift forward like you're in a plank figure four. Exhale, knee to nose once again. Inhale, lift your leg high. And exhale, release your foot down. Shift forward, high plank up or push up. Lower all the way to your belly, exhale. Noisy one there. Hands out wide this time, lift your heart, breathe in. Exhale, lower. Twice more. Little Cobra variation, inhale. Exhale, lower. You might find you're finding a little bit more height. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Press it up to high plank. For me, that means using my knees to start and then lifting. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out. Find your way to the top of your space. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep up, rise up. Big inhale. Hands to your heart, exhale. Second side. Inhale to chair. Exhale, settle. Breathe. Feel the engagements. What's going to support your low back, your hips? Where can you relax, release some tension? Other places in your bodies too, not just there. One more breath in. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, hands down, step your left foot back. Rise up to high crescent lunge. Find your stability. Even out your hips. Engage your glutes if you like. Relax your shoulders. Right hand finds your left wrist. Reach up and a little bit over to your right. Keep breathing here. You've got a couple more rounds of breath. Inhale, arms to the sky. Open to warrior two, exhale. Now I get to see you. Settle in. Notice how this may feel like an open position. It may feel more engaged. Breathe. Legs stay the same. Reverse warrior, reach up and back. And exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Frame your front foot. Right leg to the sky. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Hold it there. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Knee presses back. Hips reach up and back. Nice little pop there for me. That figure four down dog. Just hang out for a little bit. Notice where you feel this. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, knee to nose. Back to three-legged dog. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Shift forward, high plank, inhale. One more time, all the way to your belly, lower it down. This time, if you like, you can reach back for your ankles. We haven't done a ton of front of the thigh openers, so if this bow pose is not working for you, you can stay with any of the cobras, any of the locust variations. Think of lifting as you breathe in, lengthening and holding as you breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Turn your head to one side and windshield wiper your feet side to side. Head to the other side. Let your feet rest and just shimmy your hips a little side to side. Hands below your shoulders, forehead to your mat, tuck your toes, all the way up to high plank, maybe in one movement. For me, that never happens. Knees, and then knees down and knees up, hips to the sky. Breathe in, bend your knees, look forward. Step, hop, float, top of your space. Exhale. Halfway lift, and forward fold, release. Rise up, reach, big inhale. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Inhale to chair. Exhale, hands to your heart, right ankle over your left thigh for figure four. So you've been in this shape in downward facing dog, a little different here, adding in the balance component. Try to send your hips back, and you might decide to go a little deeper. Elbows toward your shin, your knee, your ankle, hands toward your bottom ankle for balance. I'm focused more on creating stability and openness. So I'm not going to go into an arm balance, but of course there's always the choice to express this in any way that feels best for you. But think about what best means today. It's not the most extreme or advanced version of a shape that you can take. It's what you truly need. One more breath in. And exhale, crossed ankle fold, right ankle slides down your left leg, hands release toward the ground. And it's okay if they don't touch. It's okay if you want to bend your knees a lot, a little. Let your head and your neck relax. Breathe in and out. And then shift your weight forward to your fingertips, to your right foot, the one that's crossed on top. Lift your left leg to the sky. Find a standing splits, inhale. And then exhale, a little curtsy. Left knee to right calf. One more lift. Exhale, you're gonna lower all the way down to a seat. Left knee comes outside your right foot. And then your bottom comes to the side of your foot, so you're not sitting on top. So you're sort of in this funky, like almost cow face pose with your right knee up, foot outside your left knee bent, foot outside your right hip. And it's okay if it doesn't look perfect. Sit up tall, and then start to lean a little bit forward. And it might be your chest is reaching your thigh like me. This may be plenty. If you'd like to go into full cow face legs, you're gonna take your right foot and tuck it next to your right hip. And I like to shift forward, really stack my knees, and then sit back down. Find some length, and then maybe you walk your hands a little forward, a flat back if that feels best for you, a rounded spine if that's calling your name. Breathe. This is a shape I could stay in for 20 minutes, but we don't have that time today. So remember that you can always come back to something that feels good or needs a little bit more time or attention, or just stay, pause. We'll slowly lift up. Replace your right foot next to your left knee if you came to that cow face variation. Right hand behind you, left arm to the sky, breathe in, and then gentle twist to your right. Sit up tall. Use your exhale to wring out your spine. A little twist usually feels pretty good on my low back. Don't want to overdo it. When you've had enough, unwind, counter twist in the opposite direction, a little bit more upright, or a bow forward. You're going to stand on your right foot, hands come forward, left leg up, standing splits. Replace your left foot and recenter yourself on your mat. One more side, then we'll slow things down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward folds, breathe out. All the way to standing, big inhale. Hands to your heart, exhale. Inhale to chair. Exhale, hands to heart center, figure four, left ankle over your right thigh. Flex your toes, send your hips back and down. Same options as before, more upright, a little bit of a lean. I'm starting to really feel stuff there. Hands to your bottom ankle. Remember what your edge is. You don't want to go too far past sensation that feels like you can kind of control and stabilize your body, especially when you're balancing and holding yourself up. One more breath in. Exhale, crossed ankled fold, left foot slides down your right leg, hands down, relax your head and neck. Nod your head yes, breathe in, and shake your head no. Notice if you like your knees bent, your hands elsewhere. And then walk your fingertips forward, weight into your left foot, right foot comes up. Big breath in, standing splits, right knee, left calf, exhale. Again, lift and lower, right knee comes down. Bottom comes down inside your right foot. Left foot is outside your right knee, knee to the sky. So option to stay and take this little lean. Option to tuck your left foot next to your right hip and set up for your cow face leg. So your knees are stacked and your feet are outside the opposite hip. Some space, upright may feel like plenty. And then if you'd like, maybe a little lean forward or rounding forward. As that feels like the right amount of time, left and right, lift yourself back up. Replace your left foot on the ground, the sole of your foot on the ground if you tucked your foot to your side. Left hand behind you, right arm up, breathe in. Twist to your left. You can hug your knee, hook your elbow, find space. So reach up first and then depth, twist. And I use my inhales to imagine lengthening, my exhales to imagine twisting. Unwind, counter twist in the opposite direction. And release. Weight into your left foot, palms come forward, right leg high. Breathe in, standing splits. Exhale, release your foot. Feet back to center, and then heel toe your feet out wide for your squat Malasana. Heels in, toes out. Great one for your hips and low back. If you're sitting in a chair all day, pop into a squat when you can. Try to open up your knees and then draw things back together. So sort of this equal and opposite energy. Find that balance of strength and openness. Long spine. And slowly release to a seat. I like to do this flow before bed, so I'm not going to take it into Shavasana lying down because I will usually go to sleep right after that. But just a little moment to check in. If you'd prefer to be on your back, please go there. Otherwise, a seated position, legs crossed, butterfly, legs out wide. Any or all of the above are wonderful. Let your eyes be soft or closed. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. And let your breath become light and natural again. Bring your energy, your awareness to your hips and your low back and notice what they're saying in this moment. Thank your body for all that it does. And stay here as long as you like, or palms together in front of your heart. Gently bow your head to close this practice together. I thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. If you have questions, comments, requests, please feel free to add them here, or you can always message me, helen@floatingyogaschool.com.